We're back in the fantasy bar talking some hoops. 6 of my favorite plays for you tonight on FanDuel and DraftKings, and we'll give you value, we'll give you correlations, some of my favorite buy lows, injury situations we can take advantage of, and a beast of the night playing at an absolute MVP level. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. Send a belly up to the fantasy bar. Welcome in, guys. Monday edition Beard's Daily Fantasy Six Pack. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving holiday, a great weekend, and we are back to kick off your Monday with 6 guys fresh off the tap for you in the NBA on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by the Fantasy Bar and checking out today's video. Before we get to today's plays, you guys know the drill by now. Take a second, help us out simply by clicking that thumbs up button and hitting that tip jar. Thank you for that. Subscribe and hit that notification bell if you have not already. All right, one quick note, 2 different slates on FanDuel and DraftKings. We're going to give you 6 plays that are available on both sites here tonight. Let's start with some value at the point guard position with TJ McConnell of Indiana. So McConnell, a guy that can get it done in so many ways, and I love the floor that he gives you in your cash games, also the GPP ceiling that you're getting here, especially on DraftKings under 5,000. He has absolutely been crushing this number. 28 or more DraftKings points now in 5 of the last 6. 4 of those games have gone over 30 DraftKings points. So really approaching that 6-7x that we're looking for in our GPPs. Now the minutes, we know up and down, not very steady here. The good news is this guy can rack up fantasy points very, very quickly by his ability to contribute across the entire stat sheet, averaging nearly 1.3 fantasy points per minute. On this slate as a whole, that would rank in the top 20 here. So if we get them minutes, the ceiling is certainly there, and even if not, still plenty of floor here for TJ McConnell. All right, let's get more value at the shooting guard small forward position with Jalen Tyson of Cleveland. So Tyson's role just continues to grow here, and I think that's going to stay in place here tonight. Jared Allen will be out once again here tonight, so they probably slide Mobley over, and Tyson remains in that starting lineup. Also have some other names that we saw miss the other day that listed as questionable here today, so it could be even more opportunity here for Tyson, but Allen being out is certainly the headliner here, and he's another guy that's shown us a very nice ceiling here that the prices simply have not caught up to yet. 5 games above 29 DraftKings points over his last 7. Great spot here tonight against the Indiana defense that has not been great. We're talking about a team in the bottom 12 in defensive efficiency here this season. Jalen Tyson simply too cheap, and one of my favorite values here for Monday night. All right, let's stay there with Cleveland. Add another piece at power forward center with Evan Mobley. As I mentioned, no Jared Allen. Mobley slides over to center here and sees a nice bump this season when Allen has been off the floor, almost 2% in the usage. He has been an absolute monster here of late. 4 double-doubles over his last 5 games. Over the last 2 games, we've seen 53 and 58 DraftKings points, and we know this is a matchup that he can certainly smash in. 22-12, 4-4 in the first meeting with this Indiana team. With him playing center tonight, Indiana has really struggled with this position. We're talking bottom 5 in points per game allowed and rebounds per game allowed. I think it's another spot. Evan Mobley can go for 50 here tonight against Indiana. All right, let's go to center position with some value in Marvin Bagley III of Washington. So a little bit of a guessing game here early in the day. We don't have definitive news on Alex Sarr, but if he were to be out, Marvin Bagley becomes the value play on this entire slate. Sarr is listed as questionable, and I think Bagley is still in play. Even if Sarr is in, maybe he's limited, maybe Bagley gets a few more minutes. Even if he plays the 16 to 20 minutes that he normally plays, it's another guy that racks up fantasy points very, very quickly, over 1.2 fantasy points per minute here. I think he's still a phenomenal value play, even if Sarr were to give it a go here tonight. Now, got a great matchup with Milwaukee. He's been very good defensively here, but we will see some solid pace here. Both teams top half of the league in pace this season. Bagley certainly a big that can get up and down the floor here. Tremendous value if Sarr is out. And I think still great value at very low ownership, even if Alex Sarr suits up. All right, point guard, shooting guard next in the mid-range with Nickeil Alexander-Walker of Atlanta. So NAW has been a revelation here. We saw flashes last season in Minnesota when he got more opportunity, but he has really spread his wings here with Atlanta and taken his game to the next level here, and has really helped out with Trae Young being out. They also had Jalen Johnson out, who is back. But Alexander Walker has really stepped up, 23 or more points scored in 6 of his last 8 games, getting a ton of shots up, a ton of minutes here. And it's not just the scoring. He is contributing across every single category on the stat sheet. Over the last 8 games, 5 of those games have gone over 40 DraftKings points. just showed us a ceiling just south of 60 DraftKings points. So a massive ceiling here. Guy that can push 7, 8, 9x on these prices. Playable in both cash games, and I love that tournament upside here for Nikhil Alexander Walker. All right, it's time to give you my favorite play on this Monday night slate. Before we do that, let's hand out another free week of RotoGrinders Premium with our Beast of the Night contest. Very easy to play. Make sure you've hit that tip jar and click that thumbs up button if you have not already. Then you're going to head to the comment section and guess fantasy points on DraftKings for my Beast of the Night. Your guess is the closest. Simple as that. You get an absolutely free week of RotoGrinders Premium simply for hanging out in a fantasy bar and watching today's video. All right, let's wrap up the video with my favorite play for Monday night. Mass Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. Let's get you some correlation on the other side of that Atlanta-Detroit game, and we are rolling with point guard Cade Cunningham, tonight's Beast of the Night. A couple of viable spend-up options here tonight. I think there's enough value to get it done and maybe get two of those guys in your lineup, but if I'm picking one guy to start my lineups with, it is certainly Cade Cunningham tonight. Ownership not looking crazy here either, so we love that in our tournaments. This guy has been about as consistent as you could ask for, along with one of the highest ceilings in all of basketball over the past month. Not a single game under 46 DraftKings points, 4 games of 59 or more DraftKings points over his last 7, and we've seen ceiling games of 74 and 96 DraftKings points. So absolutely on a tear right now, and what a matchup here. Atlanta, we are talking a team that's bottom 10 in the league in points allowed per game, rebounds allowed per game, assists allowed per game, and fantasy points allowed per game to the point guard position. Yes, Trae Young had a lot to do with this when he was in the lineup, so they'll be a little bit better defensively. I don't care about that. I think Cade Cunningham in a dream spot here. Ownership nowhere near where I thought it should be, making him my favorite play on the board and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Monday video. Any comments, questions, feedback, hit me up either in that YouTube comment section or over on Twitter at Beermakersfan and get your guess in. How many DraftKings points tonight for Cade Cunningham? First shot to walk away with a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. While you're down there, who is your Beast of the Night? Who is your top play on this Monday night slate? Let me know in that YouTube comment section. I'll be back tonight on Crunch Time, 6:15 Eastern, taking all of your questions, walking through every single position on both FanDuel and DraftKings. Hopefully you join us for both of those shows tonight here on RotoGrinders and on YouTube. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck here on this Monday night slate, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.